LeetCode is everywhere. Ask any software developer or engineer what's the best way to get into a company and you'll receive one answer: LeetCode. For those of you who don't know, LeetCode is a popular online platform for coding practice and technical interview preparation. It has more than 3,000 questions ranging in different levels of difficulty. All you need to do is get to know how the system works and get used to it. I'll be going over the steps on how you can solve any problem on LeetCode. Also, I'll be adding a few tips at the end of the video and link a few resources in the description too. If you're a beginner, I would recommend you spend around 45 to 60 minutes per problem. The results may vary, but I believe if you spend less than 45 minutes, you're not able to take in all the information there is from the question. First, take your time to read and simplify the problem. Don't rush on this step. Understand what the question is asking you to do, what form the input is being given in, and what form do you need to give the output in. If you're struggling to understand a problem, try manually going through the test cases slowly. Now the second step would be deciding how to go about solving it. LeetCode is all about pattern recognition. You should be familiar with the data structures that are required for the question, which you can check under the topics section in the question area. Focus on getting the most straightforward and simple solution first. This will give you a clearer view on how the question is to be done. Whenever you're done, you can click the run button to try out your solution, and if it doesn't work, you need to debug it, which we'll talk about later in the video. Moving on, we need to find the most optimal solution. You may get a hint on what you're supposed to use if there's a time complexity given in the question. For example, if a question says it has a complexity of log m or log m plus n, the most commonly used algorithm that accomplishes it is binary search. Whether there's a hint or not depends on your luck. Now, use all the information you have and think of the optimal solution to the problem. This is the part where a lot of people get stuck, but relax. Take your time and try it before looking at the solution. Congrats, the hard part is done. All there's left to do is code the problem. After practicing for a while, you'll realize that you actually use the same code over and over for the same data structures with just a slight bit of modification. If you do forget the syntax though, don't worry, as in a real interview, the interviewer will be a lot more forgiving about you not remembering the syntax than if you're not able to solve the problem. Coming to the most frustrating part of all, debugging. If only a couple of test cases are failing, then it's probably an edge case error. Edge cases are unusual or extreme scenarios that occur at the boundaries of normal input ranges and can reveal potential bugs in your code. For example, if you have a function that processes a list, an edge case could be handling an empty list or a list with a single item. Make sure all edge cases are being accounted for and try again. If more than a few test cases fail, then it's an implementation error. Try going through your code line by line to find the error. If you find it, good for you, and if you don't, you can always use your best friend, ChatGPT. Make sure to practice a lot and you'll be cracking technical interviews in no time. I still can't help you with the soft skills though. If you're just starting out and can't figure out solutions, don't be upset and look at video solutions. Check out LeetCode that posts a lot of videos explaining solutions to these problems. I'll put a link to their YouTube channel in the description. Focus on easy problems to understand basics and mediums for building concepts. In a real interview, the interviewer will be willing to give more hints just in case they give a hard problem. Now moving on to the most important one, don't lie to yourself. If you don't understand a problem, look at the solution again. Assuring yourself you know the solution when you don't will only cause problems in the future. And finally, language doesn't matter. Focus on the solution and practice with one language and get used to it. No one cares what language you code in.